What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Outchopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at a little neck of the YouTube woods. Wouldn't you know it? Kyle Schwarber. 2+ home runs. Threw that in there. Threw the individual home run, first home run, everything into that premium Discord and this video. Again, some people always get mad at me. Eric, you only put your good plays into the premium Discord. That is not true at all. I'm here to give you the best I got the night before. I'm here to give you the best I can in the premium Discord the day of. That is how things work here on Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. But plus 1,500, it actually opened plus 1,800, and I wasn't able to get it in time for the Kyle Schwarber 2+ homers. Got bet immediately, and again, plus 1,500. I said anything better than plus 1,200. Felt pretty good about the range. Felt pretty good about the odds. Was able to get a lot of money down for a number of those other plays that existed around him. And hopefully St. Louis can finish this off here. It is now 5-5, top of the 12th. Top of the 12th. I mean, it was 4-1 going into the bottom of the 8th, and they're just making it interesting. So hopefully the lock can get through here as well. But if you tailed the Kyle Schwarber 2+ home runs, life is good, my friends. Anybody who asked me about that over in my DMs as well, over on X at Eric Lindquist, you got the same response. It was a full go. So quarter unit, half unit, a lot of people who are very, very happy with that coming into Tuesday. So that's Monday, though. 9 games from that, 15 games coming your way on Tuesday. I'm going to talk really quickly, mainly because we're coming to you the halftime of the Boston game. Kyrie Under looks really, really good here to start off. Producer Jacob, he's a Boston fan. Hoping everything goes well. Peyton Pritchard, that ridiculous shot at the end of the first half. Love seeing it. You love to see it, but you also love to see winners here on Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks, and it's good to get things moving in this direction. With that said, friends, Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. This is a forward-looking show, and as such, oh my dear Lord, I'm going to make this a lean light because I'm a little freaked out by what I'm seeing. I also want to see the bullpen usage. Right now, St. Louis, they've gone to Romero, Fernandez, Kittredge, and now Miami, top of the 12th, they've gone through 7 dudes. Brazoban, Faucher, Emmanuel, Scott, Cronin, Nardi, AJ Puck. AJ Puck making an appearance here in the 12th. If they can't put up some runs against AJ Puck, I don't know what to believe in anymore because he was so bad as a starter to start off this season. But Lance Lynn, he is somebody who's been pretty darn good. And obviously, from a strikeout perspective, he gives up some of that hard contact, but it's been down this season, 35.1%. That's in the upper half of Major League Baseball. So shout out Lance Lynn figuring stuff out. Rodri Munoz is terrible, though. 385 xWOBA, but does have the 26% K rate, but everything else across the board is terrible on him. So I got to let you know, St. Louis is a lean like right now. Only reason that it's a lean in any way, shape, or form is because I want to see which relievers we're going to have available for tomorrow based on how ridiculous this game is. Again, it's top of the 12th, 1 out, Guy on third. We've got Pages on third, Mason Wood. We're back to the top of the St. Louis lineup, watching in on that live. Again, I'm recording to you the night before. I'm always paying attention, always trying to give you the most updated information. And as such, I can't with good conscience give you the go ahead here. But if you ask me on X, it's looking pretty darn good to have some Cardinals exposure tomorrow. The Reds, the Pirates up next, and this is a pretty clear-cut one. I looked in the first 5, and, well, it's inflated because Nick Lodolo is good. Bailey Falter is bad. And, again, minus 138. We're looking at another road favorite here. I'm going to be more bullish on this side. Already bet this one, and here's why. Nick Lodolo has less of those red flags than Lance Lynn over the course of the last year and a half or so. Nick Lodolo, 336 expected slugging, 25.6% K rate, has that curveball that just breaks off the planet, 28.7% whip percentage on his entire portfolio for the year. Love it. As for Bailey Falter, that southpaw is not very good. He falters quite frequently. There's something there. I've made jokes about it before. We're not going to go there now. 16.9% K rate, terrible. 43 expected slugging, not great. Across the board, not ideal. So Cincinnati money line, yeah, they might strike out a lot against righties, against lefties. It's been a little bit better. Not like out of this world better, but out of this world better. 21.1% K rate. Lots of righties who smash. They just like to crush a lot. You get the preferred side for Mr. De La Cruz over there. I almost said Brian because he's the guy who hit the 3-run bomb against St. Louis. That was so tilting. Cardinals up 7-5. We just got the Mason win. Bomb. Let's go, Lock. Let's get this thing done while we're on this show. Yeah, Cincy money line, half unit. Not a lot from this. I love both pitchers. Michael King, Aaron Nola, but the weather is the same as we talked about for the Kyle Schwarber double dong. We're not going to run that one back, friends. Again, that's the first time in 3 years of this program that I've put 2 home runs as even like a prospective play. And sure enough, it comes to fruition. That seems too good to be true. But again, I have betting tickets to prove stuff, or other people don't always do that. I like to bet. You should find betting analysts who like to bet. It's kind of important. But Michael King, Aaron Nola, friends, both of these guys, pretty solid, but 8.5 total is just reflective of this 85 wind blowing out yet again situation that we have before us. So I'm going to lean towards the under of 8.5 because, again, if everything were neutral, this would be a jam on the under, but it is a fly ball type situation. And Aaron Nola, while he's been good, we have seen the San Diego Padres 121 WRC plus against righties. Everything just freaks me out. Again, that's second best in baseball. Just a stay away spot for me. Not a stay away here. We do have a home run play. First one, no pressure, coming off a 18-1, 15-1, Kyle Schwarber. Whenever you got on it, I wish I got the 18-1, but 15-1 quarter unit, I'll be very happy with there. Nice $400 hit, 4-unit hit on a double dong. It's so funny. Anyway, we're moving on to today. No more mention of it, I think. But anyway, we got Bryce Miller, we got Tristan McKenzie, two righties that have some issues, and this is another spot. 88 degrees at first pitch, wind blowing out towards left center. Wind is starting to pick up and blowing out in a couple of these spots. We are getting to the summer months, and the ball that hasn't been flying is starting to fly a little bit more in a couple of these situations. Now, Bryce Miller, he does have the best home ballpark generally on the road in Cleveland. It's not generally going to be a running to go hide spot, but I do think we want to be heading over to get up to Josh Naylor and just smash him here. We do have Jose Ramirez questionable for this one. It's weird to have like a Q tag. He doesn't have a Q tag. That doesn't exist in baseball, but he's on the paternity list. Does he get back for this game? I have no idea, nor do you. Tristan McKenzie, we kind of want to pick on him, but he is a right-handed pitcher, and we know Seattle, they have the highest strikeout rate against righties on the season, so probably a stay away from all things on that side. Friends, want to get, I said friends a lot today. Josh Naylor, 497 expected slugging, 44.8% hard hit, nearly 12-degree launch angle. Josh Naylor, fire it up here. Anything better than plus 360 in this weather looks phenomenal to me. This looks phenomenal to me too. $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. If you enjoyed Kyle Schwarber 2+ home runs, if you enjoy my betting card, if you enjoy these locks, these other things that keep popping up from time to time, and ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar. It's good stuff. $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. I'll throw in ridiculous stuff like that. And if you use promo code Lindy, bang, Mike Breen style, I'm going to miss him. 20% off. Use code Lindy. Expert picks, Discord, premium tools, all in one package. Back to the picks we go. Again, down at the link below. Come join me, friends. We are about to smash with baseball only this summer. Slade Ciccone, Jake Irvin, both these guys are terrible. They're awful gas cans. We need to attack them whenever we can here. 8.5. 8.5, friends. I'm telling you, I've said friends a lot. I apologize to people who are offended and don't find me friendly, but I think I'm friendly. Slade Ciccone, awful. 472 expected slugging, 17.6% K rate. Jake Irvin, 426 expected slugging. Had like one good outing here in the last couple, but it is what it is. If Kybert Ruiz is ending up being your catcher, I will look at stolen base props on the Arizona side. That's a freebie for you. Something that I was going to put into the premium Discord and talk about a little bit tomorrow. Ooh. No, I hit my computer. How about just the over of 8.5? That's a great start. That's a like. That's a half unit. Again, we have a lot of leans coming up, so want to enjoy these likes while we got them. Looking at a hitting prop here, Albert Suarez, Nestor Cortez. We got an AL East rivalry. These are going to be two teams that are really, really good come playoff time and going to look really, really fun. Also, I expect them to make major moves at the deadline. Baltimore, amazing AAA system. New York, you got everybody wants to have a piece of that Dominguez character. He looks really, really good. Jason Rodriguez? Jason Dominguez. Yeah, Dominguez. He's really, really freaking good. And he's going to be trade bait, unless they want to call him up and see what happens. But when you have Stanton, Judge, Soto, that's a pretty good little outfield that I'm looking at here. Obviously, you can have one of them DH, and you can go to Trent Grisham. They're doing just fine, the Yankee side of things. Soto, Judge, Stanton, just all breaking home run models on a day-to-day basis, but really hard to find the props here in Yankee Stadium against a righty in Suarez, who's definitely going to look decent on paper, but a 20.6% K rate. If you're not getting strikeouts against the Yankees, you're going to run into bats. And, well, Soto never strikes out, but Stanton and Judge sure do. You run into the bats, you got problems. As for Nestor Cortez, is what it is. We're looking at him being somebody that's kind of attackable, and that's where I want to throw this out there. Westberg is starting to show out as one of the best righties in my model against southpaws. 507 expected slugging, 298 expected batting average under all circumstances, 14-degree launch angle in a stadium that plays down for doubles, plays up for home runs. I think I want to get some type of exposure here. 2+ bases at plus money. And then the home run number, I want to be paying close attention to that because anything better than plus 400, which I'm expecting to get with Westberg, is going to be on the card tomorrow. He is a phenomenal option. I know a lot of you haven't heard of him. Get familiar. Boston at Toronto. Boston won a World Series, or won a NBA championship, and now they're not going to win a World Series. But Tanner Houck's really, really good going up against Chris Bassett. This is more of a value type situation here. You look at the Bassett side of things, it's been a little bit problematic at times. And overall, you just see Boston here. It opened at -104 both sides, and Boston is taking all the money for a reason. Tanner Houck been phenomenal with a 364 expected slugging, 288 xWOB. You got to avoid some of the lefties there. 42.5% hard hit for him. But Chris Bassett has to deal with Devers, has to deal with Tyler O'Neill, and now Rami Gonzalez is up there with his 55.2% hard hit through 29 batted ball events. Really like watching him. David Hamilton. My name is David Hamilton. There's a million. It's not going to work. It doesn't rhyme as much. Alexander, that you need that name. Some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. Detroit at Atlanta. We got Casey Mays. We got Schwallenbach. Sweaty balls. Mr. Sweaty balls. It's going to be 90 and ridiculous out there in Atlanta yet again. And I still have no interest in it. I'm going to lean towards the over of 9.5, but everything is efficient. -162 on a pretty ridiculous starter here. Casey Mize, he was supposed to be good. He's not really. And it's just a tough spot to get invested in anything, so I'm not going to waste your time. Gonna have to look at this one, though. Aaron Savale going up against my guy, Pablo Lopez. Kids, and I've done that bit too many times, but it is what it is, friends. This is your lock of the day. Yes, didn't even tell you at the onset of the show. We do have a lock. Aaron Savale, 41.9% hard hit, 257 expected batting average. Not good stuff there. Does have the 23.5% K rate, 6.3% walk rate. Both of those look pretty darn good, but Minnesota starting to climb up the ranks against righties. In fact, 7th best in baseball, 105 WRC plus here at the moment. I thought at the beginning of the season that I would really like our onset, like looking at our lineup, Kepler, Larnach, some of these lefties who would really look ridiculous. But how about Carlos Correa? Batting second now for my Twins. 293 expected batting average, hitting north of 300, has a ridiculous 485 expected slugging, 46.3% hard hit. We're getting value with that contract at this point in time. How about Carlos Correa jumping up my model, looking nice? Max Kepler, again, you can look at the home run department for him against Savale, but this has everything to do with Pablo Lopez. 289 xWOB, but 26.3% K rate. He's basically the one Twin starter that I haven't gone out of my way to go pick on all the live long day. And by the way, it does say -158 here. There is a -150 still available on Bet365. If you have access to that, go fire it. I ended up getting this at -152 at Caesars. It is currently -154 there. You have -158 available at all the major books. Go get yourself some on the lock. This is the biggest starting pitcher disparity. There's a major lineup disparity considering Tampa Bay. They are down at a 93 WRC plus against righties with a 23.9% K rate. Square peg, square hole. Your lock of the day, the Minnesota money line. The Mets have won infinity games in a row. They scored infinity runs on Monday. Now they head up against Michael Lorenzen, who's been good at run prevention to a certain extent. And then Luis Severino on the other side for this one. I think the Mets money line is kind of the easy lean situation, but I have a feeling this is going to get publicly bet by the time you hear this. -116. It's already started to shift their direction. It feels a little bit shaky. I know Lorenzen's somebody I want to attack, but he's been better. It's a very dicey situation on the road. Congratulations for that purple thing throwing out the first pitch and apparently leading to a million games in a row for the Mets, but I'm going to be passing in this situation across the board. Don't pass on this, though, friends. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM, head to your link below. Up to $1,500 in a first bet safety bet. And producer Jacob, he's like, oh, I know Eric's going to have all these great transitions. And oh, look at this. But really what this comes down to is I want you to have exposure to all the major books. I want you to have exposure to as many books as possible. So when the best line shows up, you have access to it. That is over any long sample size going to be the easiest thing you can do to improve your betting. So sign up at BetMGM if you haven't already. You go to the link below, you deposit $25 or more, you bet $25 or more, up to $1,500 on your first bet. And if it wins, keep the money. If it loses, get it back in bonus bets. That's if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER, but check out BetMGM today. Back to the picks we go. Ian Happ to home run. I'm just going to call this a lean right from the get-go. Logan Webb giving up tons of power. Justin Steele's been awesome. The wind blowing out in Wrigley for a third straight day. Third straight day, 9.5 total. Logan Webb has a great ground ball rate, but Ian Happy's popping in the home run model as somebody who could be undervalued. Give me better than plus 350 for him here on Tuesday. All these numbers have gotten crazy inflated and nothing's coming through up there. What is it right now? It's still 2-2, top of the 7th. Start hitting homers. I didn't bet any of them here, but we are also 7-6. 7-6? Is that what's going on right now? 7-6. Miami, 2 outs. All right. Get this out, Kittredge. Get this out so we can have this lock it across while we're on this program. Houston and Chicago, the White Sox version, so that's nifty. Framber Valdez and Mr. Cannon, minus 215 road favorite, Mr. Framber Valdez, which at the end of last season, during the second half of last season, we would have been firing that to the moon. Knocks in the moon like it's the mummy. But you know what? Now you got Framber Valdez with this ground ball rate that is just starting to soar yet again, 63.3%, only a 5.5% barrel percentage again. So despite the 47.7% hard hit, a lot of it is a ground ball contact, and that can get gobbled up by your shortstop, Mr. Pena, by your second baseman, Mr. Altuve, your third baseman, Bregman's pretty short. Altuve's pretty short. Not a lot of real estate there, but pretty good defensively. So it is what it is. Jonathan Cannon, friends, he's not good at all. 47.2% hard hit, 277 expected batting average, but Chicago plus 1.5 is just going to be the lean, and it is purely because it's the best bet as of right now. It is plus money attached to it for a home run line. That is rare. You're not going to run into many of those throughout the season, but kind of justify when it's the White Sox and they're horrendous, terrible, horrible, no good. 85 WRC plus against lefties. That is 5th worst in baseball. Just pass on this game altogether. We got 3 games to go. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. If not for today, for the Kyle Show. I said I wasn't going to bring it up. Walker Buehler, he's going to start improving. Keys over on this side of the screen. Walker Buehler for the Los Angeles Dodgers going up against Austin Gomber. We have another 11.5 freaking total here in this one. I didn't end up betting this one. It is 3-1, I think. It's now top of the 6th 3-1. It was 3-1 earlier as well. Thought maybe they added some more runs, but it's just so tough. It's 90 degrees in the best hitter's ballpark period, but Walker Buehler is somebody that I do have a lot of respect for. And Colorado, while we had James Paxton, much more gettable than I think Walker Buehler is going to be going forward. Colorado, 80 WRC plus against right-handed pitching, 2nd worst mark in baseball, but you can't say enough about how ridiculous this hitting environment is. You have Nolan Jones batting up 2nd against a lefty today. I got to expect him to be up there against a righty tomorrow in Buehler. As for Gomber here, the southpaw, he is awful. 345 xWOBA, 276 expected batting average. So yes, no Mookie Betts for 6 to 8 weeks with that broken hand. Broke that down on Sunday. Broke that down on Sunday. That's brutality. But anyway, my friends, I got to stop saying that. I know some of you hate me. It's okay. It's hard to hate me after yesterday, I think. Over 11.5, it's just a lean. It has everything to do with the game environment, less to do with Buehler, and more to do with Austin Gomber here. It might be like a run line along with the 11.5, but I would rather, in those situations, just look at adjusted Los Angeles team totals, and that would be it. Speaking of team totals, we got the Brewers, we got the Angels, Mr. Myers. We're not going to pick on him. It's not Halloween either. I know it's different. It's not Michael Myers, but I thought there was going to be a joke there. There's not a joke there. It's Tobias Myers. He's got a 469 expected slugging, 338 xWOBA. Overall, this righty, he's not very good, but for the time being, it is what it is. You know who's really bad, though? Griffin frickin' Canning. How about a 4.99 expected ERA? How about a guy who gives up a 43.3% hard hit? How about the last couple outings have just been shellings? 4 earned against Arizona, 3 earned against Houston. He is not good in any way, shape, or form. There's going to be power and responsibility. However, Wilson Contreras, this is the only thing that keeps this from being a lock on the Milwaukee side. I do not know if he's going to be in the lineup. Ended up being a surprise scratch. Also, I said Wilson. I meant William, his brother. William is the catcher for Milwaukee, who has a 54.2% hard hit, 471 expected slugging, has been awesome. Would love to have him catching as opposed to, I don't know, anybody else that would exist in that lineup, that's for sure. Gary Sanchez. Yucky. Yeah, this is probably, for me, just going to be Milwaukee money line, but Milwaukee team total ladder, because of the Griffin Canning, ridiculousness, the Griffin Canning experiment. Well, not even experiment. He's been there for a couple years now. He's supposed to be good. He's not. Whoo, darling. If we got Contreras in there, I'd be looking at this up to 6.5, 7.5, trying to get some like plus 300 in those departments, but probably going to be a pass on those. Just looking at that Milwaukee money line, hey, at least have something in the evening window. It's weird. Normally the evening window is when I'm looking at the most exposure to these games, but I digress. We move along. And the last game of the night, Hogan Harris here. Hogan's Heroes. Does anybody remember that? Nope, I'm too old. Also, I'm too young for Hogan's Heroes, but I remember hearing about it when I was a kid. It is what it is. We've got him with a 337 xWOBA, 448 expected slugging. The lefty is not who you want to be backing, but I think Alec Marsh going up against this team. Have you seen some of Alec Marsh's recent strikeout games? I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm not a big box score watcher, but 22.5% K rate, it surprised me. He was somebody who had a 25% K rate last season, and so far in the month of June, 3, 8, and 7 strikeouts against the Mariners and Yankees, respectively, the last two, 8 and 7. How about 7 or 8 that we could be looking at against the Athletics, who I've brought up multiple times, way worse against righties as time has gone on. Zoomed from like 24 up to 26.8% K rate against righties on the season. Second highest mark in baseball. How about a ladder? Chaos is a ladder. Up to 7 strikeouts, potentially 8. Want to see the ladder here. I think this might be an underutilized spot to maybe fire up a lot of that in a great ballpark. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely, fantastical little 15-gamer that we have on Tuesday. It was a fantastic Monday. Hopefully, you enjoyed that one as well. The Cardinals 7-6W. We got the lock across the board. Wanted to double-check that here as we got out of here. The Schwarber play obviously was a lot of fun, so I brought it up again. I'm a liar. Hit it up over on Twitter. Hit me up over on Twitter at Eric Lindquist if you have any questions about the plays. If you have any questions about props, I'll do my best to respond. Got a lot of stuff buried today, purely because we were celebrating. It was holiday, celebrate. Speaking of holiday, Drew Holiday looking pretty good here tonight. Looking pretty good for producer Jacob. Hopefully Boston can get this done here. I'm going to get out of here and go watch the end of that game, as should he. Well, he's going to, because he's a Celtics fan. So anyway, let's get ourselves the heck up out of here. Sub 25 minutes on a 15-gamer. What a time to be alive. Until next time, friends, enjoy your Monday night. Hopefully Tuesday morning when you hear this. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday. I should know my exits. Yeah, I'm done talking.